The film begins with a Chinese boy, Li, a 6-year-old monk, studies at the Shaolin Monastery. He's lived there, training in martial arts, his entire life. At the beginning of the movie, Li walks into the monastery and apologizes to his seniors for what he's about to do. He must showcase his skills by fighting them. Without warning, a monk attacks him from the side. Li immediately dodges, even though the attack takes him by surprise. The monk manages to throw Li against the wall, but he bounces right back and continues to fight. He showers the monk with several mid-air kicks, displaying his impressive skills. Moments later, the first monk is defeated when Li restrains him with a woven bamboo basket. Following that, he's attacked by a second monk, armed with swords. Li quickly disarms his opponent, leaving him no choice but to accept defeat. Then, he approaches the third and final monk. Even while meditating, the monk senses Li approaching and uses a prayer bead to perfectly hit a mirror, blinding Li. In less than a second, the kid is picked up and thrown to the ground. The monk is about to deliver the final blow, but Li slides away and kicks him in the chest. The two battle, and in the end, Li wins again. He bows to the shrine and walks outside while his opponents bow to him as a sign of respect. The head monk tells Li that he scored 88 out of 100 on the test, which is better than most students his age. Li is about to go to a new school in the city as an exchange student. During his stay, he's supposed to live with a family of 3, headed by a great scientist who is close to the head monk. After wishing farewell, the kid leaves for the city, excited to meet new people. In the following scene, we're introduced to 15-year-old Feng, the chief of his school's taekwondo club. He has a 4th grader sister, Shanshan, who always cheers for her older brother and loves him dearly. The manager of the school's taekwondo club is Lan. She analyzes Feng's matches and provides a summary of what he could have done better. Lan also seems to have a crush on him but denies it when asked. Lan's brother Yu is a glutton who loves to eat more than anything in the world. The 4 of them live in the same neighborhood and are quite close. One afternoon, Lan is analyzing the previous day's taekwondo match, as always, while her brother Yu binges on chips and snacks. The siblings' father is a scientist named Dr. Han. Their mother died a few years ago, after which Dr. Han immersed himself in his work. He's currently working on a special device that a group of gangsters is interested in. Dr. Han calls the kids to ask how they're doing. Lan is annoyed because her father is never home with them. Dr. Han promises to return as soon as possible and tells them to open a gift box he just sent to the house. In reality, the box contains the special device he created that the gang is after. As they're talking, Li knocks on their door and is welcomed by Lan. She gets busy welcoming him and doesn't notice that her father is being abducted on the other side of the video call. The leader of the gang, Larry, threatens Dr. Han to hand over the important device. Dr. Han, on the other hand, claims there is no such device. What he's been working on is an AI technology that will allow his kids to talk to an AI with their mother's voice. The leader doesn't believe him and holds him hostage. Upon checking the CCTV camera footage, Larry discovers that the device has been shipped to Dr. Han's home and received by his children. 2 of Larry's henchmen, Sloppy and Fist, volunteer to retrieve the device no matter what. Until they get hold of it, Dr. Han will be kept hostage. Sloppy and Fist are excited because this is their first job as gangsters. They dress up in eccentric clothes as a disguise and arrive in front of Lan's house. Sloppy tries to barge in when it gets dark, but Fist suggests they wait until the kids leave for school the next day. Meanwhile, Li is getting accustomed to the new environment. He sees Lan watching a taekwondo match on TV and is fascinated by the sport. Later, he tries to do his daily nighttime meditation while Yu plays a video game. Both of them disturb each other and find it hard to live together. But soon, they play the video game together and bond over it. In her room, Lan opens the box sent by her father and sees a panda keychain inside. What she doesn't know is that it also holds a pen drive that the gang is looking for. On pressing a button, the panda asks Lan to set a voice-activated password. She exclaims, "What password?" which is then set as the new password without her knowing. On testing it further, she realizes that the panda is an AI that has their mother's voice. The next morning, Lee gets ready for his first day of school, alongside Yu and Lan. Sloppy and Fist watch them from inside their car, planning to break in right after they're out of sight. But just then, Sloppy notices that Lan has hung the panda keychain on her bag. They change plans and decide to steal it from her. On the way to school, the group meets Feng and his sister Shanshan. Lan introduces him to Lee. As they're talking, Sloppy swiftly snatches the keyring and walks away. Lee notices this and performs a high jump and several backflips to get to him. Feng is impressed to see that he's a skilled fighter. They both beat him up and get the panda, but Sloppy doesn't give up. He snatches it yet again, not learning his lesson from the first time. The kids soon surround him and trap him inside a garbage bin before pushing him down the road. At school, Lee is introduced to his classmates who are amazed to see a child monk for the first time. They ask him questions like if he can ever get married and if he knows kung fu. The teacher quiets them down and asks them to wait for the gym period to see his kung fu skills. During gym class, the coach informs them of a fitness test that will be held next month. Those who don't pass the test will have to repeat the class next year. Yu is worried because he's out of shape and can barely walk properly. Their first task is to run 100 meters. A trained Lee completes 2 laps before his classmates can complete even 1. Next, they're asked to do push-ups, one of Lee's many specialties. He does more than 100 while the other kids can hardly do 2. To show his true capabilities, he even does push-ups with a single hand and then with his body vertical. Everyone cheers and praises him. Then, it's time for them to do high jumps. Elementary school high jumps are a piece of cake for Lee. However, Yu struggles and falls face down on the platform. Back in Dr. Han's lab, the gangster Larry has tied him to a chair and is hitting him with golf balls. To keep himself entertained, Dr. Han teaches him new techniques at his own expense. At night, Sloppy and Fist break into the house looking for the panda. Lee sees them and hides behind a stuffed toy to scare them. He troubles the rookie gangsters, but they soon spot him and try to fight him. When Lan comes downstairs, the gangsters grab the panda and run away. Lee tells them what happened, but the siblings think he's joking. In the following scene, Sloppy and Fist are at the lab with golf balls in their mouths. It turns out that they accidentally stole a panda humidifier instead of the special device. Larry has to sell the device to his clients in 3 days, which makes him impatient. He uses Fist and Sloppy as golf tees to threaten them into completing the task quicker. The following day after school, the group is watching Feng fight against an opponent. Yu and Shanshan are talking about 2 ugly girls in the back of the bleachers. It turns out that these girls are Sloppy and Fist in disguise. They eye the panda on Lan's bag and wait for the right time to retrieve it. Just then, Lee challenges Feng to a match, and everyone goes to the front to watch. Behind them, the thugs try to take the panda from the bag, but their wig gets stuck, making them struggle. As the intense fight continues, we see that Feng and Lee are equally skilled. It ends abruptly when both participants refuse to hit each other. Just then, everyone turns around and sees Sloppy and Fist in their schoolgirl dresses. The kids attack the gangsters, but the 2 manage to flee with the panda after taking a girl hostage. The students go to the principal and call the police, who promise to do their best to find them. Lee blames himself for what happened because if he hadn't challenged Feng to a fight, Lan wouldn't have been distracted. The rest of the group makes him understand that they don't blame him. Larry finally gets the panda and uses the pen drive inside it to open a program on a computer. However, it requires a password to be accessed. Larry asks Dr. Han what the password is, but he refuses to tell them. A couple of programmers try to break the code, but even after trying for an entire day, they aren't successful. By the end of it, Larry starts to lose his mind and has a mental breakdown. Then, he sees Lan's message on Dr. Han's phone and decides to use her to blackmail him. Lan has asked her father to come to her birthday tomorrow. Larry replies as Dr. Han and claims that he will be there on time. The next evening, Lan and her friends gather at her house for the birthday party. Meanwhile, Feng, Yu, Li and Shenshen have gone to the market to get her presents. Lan gets a message from her father saying that he's outside. However, upon going out to check, she is abducted and put inside a van. At the same time, Li and the group spot her and follow the van on their bicycles. They reach Dr. Han's lab and start looking for her. Larry and his business partner are under stress because they were supposed to close the deal yesterday. To make the process quicker, Larry puts a knife to Lan's face and asks her about the password. She, in turn, inquires, "What password?" and it opens the program on the computer. Outside, Sloppy and Fist are guarding the place. Li and Feng attack them and knock them out in no time. However, they are soon confronted by Larry's right-hand man, Bradley. He's a skilled fighter, so they struggle to defeat him, even when teamed up. Inside the lab, Larry and his partner are about to seal the deal, but just then, Yu arrives and secretly frees his sister and father. Li also comes to their aid and helps them fight the gangsters. Amidst the chaos, Larry gets hold of the suitcase with the pen drive and runs outside. He is stopped by Dr. Han, Yu, and Lan, who beat him up. In the meantime, Li joins Feng again to fight against Bradley. Initially, they struggle, but they eventually manage to defeat him. At last, the police arrive at the scene and save the day. In the ending scene, we see the school's principal award Li and Yu for their bravery. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more movie stories, and share it with your friends.